everyone. Welcome to Untold Archives. This is Bronze Kingdom Carnarium. This is session 17, session 17. Big session. Last week was a big session as well, but let's start with some announcements this week. First of all, Friday we have a one-shot coming up, and it is both dragon themed and it is also Donkey Kong themed because naturally that Venn diagram just makes perfect sense. Perfect sense.
They're just
Hope you're there. Same time. Sunday, Burrow and Brew. Sunday. Burrow and
Ooh,
Brew.
that'll be a good one. That's one you'll want to tune into for sure.
Yeah. Come check out what we've talked about, or what happens today, what happens last week, and last but certainly not least, we have a birthday boy amongst us. Happy birthday, Mac!
Yeah.
Yeah, Mac, happy birthday!
Fuck Mac. I mean, fuck
A little
Torin.
bit, little bit older, a little bit wiser, a little bit knees hurting more. You know, the usual stuff.
Mhm.
I got a sash that they made me wear at work today. It said "Birthday Princess." It was pink and glittery. I just wanted to share.
Why
That
aren't
makes
you
so much
wearing
I was
it?
gonna say where to
Do you
go.
still have it?
Yeah.
No, it's at work because one of my coworkers' birthday is on Friday, so he gets to wear it on Friday.
Mm.
I will
Wow.
say I'm not disappointed that you didn't bring it to the stream, but here we are.
I will. I'll think about that next year. I'll make sure that I wear my birthday princess sash.
Thank
You have to.
Excellent. Well, welcome back, everybody. We are going to do two separate last time on Bronze Kingdoms because we have still a party split currently. We're going to start in the outpost of Vacal. Hey, it's no longer a multiversal party split, so
It's
like
true.
that's fine. We've made
A
progress.
couple miles from each other. We're good.
Exactly.
It's fine.
That's
We're on a
the
collision
direction.
course.
Exactly. So, in the outpost of Vacal is where we're going to start today. Previously, when Oleg and Rush and Finn and Frost and
Yeah.
Gael, thank you. I was like, there were more people than that, and Gael. They were able to get back with one of the gate scrolls. And at the moment that they popped up back into this outpost of Vacal, instantly they were surrounded by battle. The wards had come down. They learned when Heron, one of the ward knights, came up to them, said, "Glad you're not dead." The wards came down for a little bit. There's a lot of bad guys here. We're having a great time. It's so much fun. We're getting to kill all of these people that we just never get to kill people like this. It's so great. Very, very Oleg attitude in the enthusiasm for the slaying. The wards you did also learn went back up, but for an unknown reason. So the wards are currently standing. You see that the ward knights are kind of fighting those who made it through before the wards went back up. You then found out that the commander of the ward knights was at the front gate, defending to make sure nobody got south of the ward knight station Vacal, and you had to make your way there. So on your way, you saw the healer that you saw before that replaced Ken's eye, took an arrow. Oleg went out of his way to help her. The rest of you moving steadily onward. Eventually, you stop and you fight three ogres, which you are able to bring down, but Gael does go down in that confrontation, but she's able to get back up. And eventually, you do get to Vasily, the commander. He gives you a little bit more information on what happened, and you tell him that you need to get to the queen. He says how convenient she is here. You found out that she is there with 4 of the Queen's Guard and with a Celestial, who is an Empyrean because your nation is on good terms with the Celestial realms. You made your way towards his office, which is where the Queen is. And on your way there, when you are walking along the ramparts, Gael notices popping up along the wall these fleshy demons that you fought before. And that is where we ended your session. And that is where we're going to pick up. You are on the ramparts outside of Vasily's office. So his office is just down the ways a little bit. And Gael, you just noticed this.
Gael, I think we talked about last time, is like trying to like eyes still on it, but like reaching up to like Oleg's face. She has to like reach because he's like really tall, and like doing like the face like grab and turn to like look at what's happening, but like on her tippy toes, like.
Holy shit.
We're in trouble.
Not if those wards hold.
Wasn't it like disintegrating as it touched it?
No, he's just tapping
He
at
was
it.
knocking on it menacingly.
Okay. Okay. We need to go. We need to go to the queen right now.
Right. Is everyone good to travel? Everyone feels. Kyle, do you need to like throw you over a shoulder or something?
I mean, it's
What
it's
is
10,
she's
15
there?
feet.
I'm still asking. You was just down on the ground not but 30 seconds ago.
I am I'm okay.
Right, because we need your head in the game on this one. Right, this is
I
like
think we're
your
much better
wheelhouse.
suited to talk to the queen than we are, to be fair.
Listen, this is where my head is always at. I can do this. We just need to get me there.
Right.
Just
Well, the
get me
door's
there.
right there. Let's get moving.
I guess I'll have to open my own door too, I suppose.
I'll open the door. I'll humor you on this one.
She's literally she's barely standing. She is like pale, like 5 hit points. Thank you. Such manners.
All right, as Oleg opens the door for you, is everyone going in? Is anyone waiting outside? Anyone standing
I'll go
guard?
in.
I'll also go in.
Yeah.
All right, everyone's going in.
Easier to
As-
barricade a room.
That's true. As you all go in, you see the queen, Severine, the bronze dragonborn, which, Rush, you're the only one who has not seen the queen before. The ward knights, you would have met her, but probably once. Occasionally, you would have rotated down to the capital and said hello. Frost, your relative, depending, do you know about how long you've been in the ward knights?
Probably a fair couple. I probably would have gone down at some point. I'm imagining he's gone through a couple rotations, especially since this was not his first time out.
So all of you would have met her except Rush. This is your first time seeing her. And what you see is a bronze dragonborn, and she stands with just an absolute regal air about her. This is trained since birth to do this. She is currently wearing her bronze armor that matches her bronze scales so perfectly that it's actually difficult to tell where her bronze scales end and where her bronze armor begins. Next to her are 4 Queen's Guard, and then you also see a male who's about 7 feet tall, and he's emitting a soft glow. He is almost preternaturally handsome. You see, he has almost white blonde hair that is maybe seems more light than it is because of the glow that he's emitting. And he has dark eyes and overall a very stern looking face. You can all make an intelligence check.
So smart.
So smart.
Does it matter what? Just straight intelligence?
Straight intelligence.
15.
Do we still have any buffs?
Not for a
Got
check, I
nothing.
don't think.
Okay, that's 12.
16.
Rush, what did you get?
12.
12.
I got 16.
16. Gael, you are the only one who knows this, which actually would make sense living in the capital. The man's name is Torin, and you would have met him several times before because he travels pretty often between your two realms. You know that he is typically 20 feet tall, but when he comes into the kingdom, he adopts this smaller, relatively smaller form so that he's able to fit in rooms. So he is standing next to the queen, standing at her shoulder. And again, his face looks relatively severe. Make an insight check for me.
Oop. This is
Yeah.
usually G's thing, but 14.
The dirtiest of 20s.
30, 20, excellent. Boys, do you want to make one, or
What?
Rush and Frost? Do you want to make an
Oh
insight?
yeah, I got you. I got 15.
Oleg, he's almost as tall as you. Do you see that?
Oleg being slightly threatened, slightly impressed, maybe slightly turned on. It's hard to say by someone, someone who's your same height, who's got like a nice build. You're like checking him out maybe for a second, but you realize with your dirty 20 insight check that his eyes do not stray from Severine. He does not want her to be here, but he's standing closer than one would stand to a dignitary. Upon seeing you, Gael, Severine forgets the queenliness. Her face before the mask that she held, it drops, and you see abject relief as she dashes at you and wraps you in her arms. You're pressed against her armor. You're alive.
Gael,
You're alive.
she doesn't even try to have any stateliness about her. I think before they would go in, she would try to like compose herself, and then to see Severine break like that, she's reminded of their time in the garden and actually becoming friends, and she just embraces her and gives her a squeeze just for a moment, but then pulls away and says, "We are in danger." And then I think she will, at crazy at a cyclic rate, will unload everything about the threat to the Carnarium and
before you begin speaking, but she interrupts you. Where's Ken?
Ken is doing his duty, and he is protecting those who could not come on this trip, and he is doing his absolute best in this moment to find a way to return to us.
But he's alive.
Yes.
And she takes a visible breath. You see her shoulders rise and fall as she centers herself, looking down for a moment and looking back up. And once again, duty is back on her face. We're in danger. You said we were in danger. Tell me what's happening.
And then Gael will explain about the demons from the Carnarium, at the gates now, and then what happened with the uncle from where were we? Sylvanora, and explaining what everything happened, letting her know that we are now having 3 threats all at once coming down on us.
You watch as her eyes drift as she's thinking, her mouth a hard line, and she just begins slowly walking, which, as you know, is she's thinking. She's taking a moment to process everything that you've said, and she looks back at you, and he will have proof of his ward's abduction. Not abduction, I should say, as you've told me. And I do trust you, but others will not.
Of course.
He will have the proof then?
He created a false memory right before he disappeared.
This is grave indeed. I will need to speak with Ken as soon as he returns. The child is still with him.
Of course, absolutely. And Ken, knowing what is happening, I'm sure, is making absolute haste his first priority to return to us.
It will take them a while to rouse an army, and we have one at our gates already. We need to focus on the task at hand.
Absolutely.
Trapped in this other dimension, we will need to consult with the high mages as to how to get him home. Unfortunately, the transport portals are all closed. With the risk of the wards coming down, it's too high of a security risk if they were to use them to travel throughout the kingdom.
What if we dealt with the risks of the wards coming down?
What do you propose, sir?
Well, the way I see it, the orcs on the other side, the army on the other side, there are only problems if the wards go down, right?
She gives you a nod.
So what if we create some sort of a distraction, something big enough to draw their attention, so that a small group could slip through and kill Malachar? I mean, he's the only one who can bring them down, right? Him and Torin, if Torin has the capability, but... Oh, shit. Torin's evil. Have we talked... Did we cover that?
Did you cover that, Gael? Would you have
I think
covered that?
I think she would have gone through from beginning to end. She, she put on a different hat and it was very objective in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, totally. My mind was distracted elsewhere. She already said that, but the point is, if we distracted them for a second, if the Knights of Vacal were able to draw their attention away from us, perhaps maybe a group of us could slip in undisturbed and cut the head off the snake, as it were.
Your plan is solid. We should check with your Lord Commander. But
Of course.
I see no reason why not to try. You could find where he's operating from.
Yes, yes. Easy enough.
Finn will volunteer to go get Vasily. As you are waiting and people are talking and planning, Rush, you are having a hard time focusing on what's being said. You have been surrounded by death since the moment you joined this group, really, since the moment that you left your travels with Anariel and decided to join this large number. And you have had many, many days where there has been blood on your hands every single day. You have not gone a day without it in a week. You think about the reason why you left your small town. You think about the reason that you wanted to make the world a better place. And you're wondering about this blood on your hands. And you're wondering if your parents, what they would think about this blood on your hands. And your eyes can't help but pull down to the bag at your hip, where your bracers, your family's historic bracers, you almost hear them humming to you. And it sounds peaceful. All of your flurry of thoughts, suddenly you feel calmed. And we're back in the room.
What the... No, just look at them, and I'll put them on. Just to think that they are doing something for me, and hopefully that my parents are watching.
As you put them on, you feel warmth, not from the bracers themselves, but this is the warmth of familiarity. This is the warmth of someone who has known you, someone whose smile you recognize, and you suddenly feel peace like you have not felt in a long time, and you feel the presence of your parents as you put these bracers on.
I'll probably just kind of like drop my head and try to like stop myself from crying.
Oh.
Is anyone looking? You
Yes.
I don't know, Gael, are you focused on the queen? Make a perception with disadvantage.
I feel like because she's so low to the ground because she's so short.
Yeah,
And
but you've got bigger things going on right now, Gael. So disadvantage.
shut up. Oh my god. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I do. She got an 8.
I got from a nat 1.
Oh god.
It was a nat 1.
Rush, no one sees the single silent tear that drops down your cheek onto the floor. But it's not a sad tear as you thought it would be, filled with sorrow. You feel comforted. And you can go ahead and attune to those bracers.
After all this time he finally gets the bracers.
Why now,
Mhm.
though?
What do you mean? What do you
What are
mean,
you
Ghost
talking
Queen?
about?
Yep.
What do you mean?
Stop it.
I like to think that they're like like a cloak of billowing, like they're literally just for looks. After all this time,
I just really want to look cool right now.
they make him look 3 inches taller.
Honestly, percentage-wise,
Yeah,
that'd
still
be pretty
short,
good.
but
Oh, thank you, thank you.
All right, the rest of you, Vasily now walks in, and Finn must have given him an update along the way. He walks in, all business, as you know, he is Ward Knights. Your plan is sound, and I do agree. However, you know the risk. You know what we're asking.
I do. I also know that they would gladly give their lives knowing what's at stake.
I was talking about you.
I would also gladly give my life given what's at stake, sir.
And the rest of you. And he specifically eyes Rush and Gael. Do you go with them?
Of course, Lord Commander. How could we not? We've gone this far.
Severine puts a hand on your arm, Gael.
Your
Do you-
Majesty.
Do you not wish to leave it to them? Have you not given enough?
They've given just as much as I have. I feel Your Majesty, I cannot abandon my friends at this point. We must see it through.
And again, she looks down and centers herself and tries to erase the emotion that's tied to it, tries to erase the fact that you are her friend, and tries to see this from a logical point of view of you are someone who can maybe talk Torin down. He's been your guard the entire time. She tries to look at it through the lens of, you know where it is, you can help, you are a healer and they need one. And with an effort, she drops her hand from your arm.
I think Gael will grab it as it falls and say, even more so, I am bonded with them in a way that I haven't told anyone, that I haven't said out loud at any point. And I feel as though, and then she's like looking around at everybody too. I feel as though it's time to share. Ken and Torin are my half brothers.
A
They're related.
ripple. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. And
You've not
Frost,
told them.
no, you know our people. You know how they see half
I
breeds.
know, but you spent so much time with them. You just went through hell, and they don't know.
It wasn't the right time. And it wouldn't have made a difference. But now I feel as though it can make a difference. Now is the time.
The queen's face is stoic. Go, Gael, make an insight check.
My girl is bad. An 11. She's really torn up. She doesn't try to show it on the outside, but I think especially with Ken not being here, I think it's pretty hard on her right now.
You're with an 11, you're unable to get much out of the queen's face. She has fully masked. This is the face of royalty now. This is not the face of your friend. so it's hard to gauge your reaction to your words.
So, and Gael puts the same face on, and she's like, when do we leave?
Vasily looks out the window. It'll be dark in about 4 hours. It's likely the best time. It'll give us time to stage an offensive the size that they will have to see.
Do you have healers of any sort? Are there any you could spare? We are severely depleted from our battles to get here.
We have a healing tent set up in the yard. We've nearly cleaned up the last of the stragglers out there.
Right.
Get yourselves seen to. In 5 hours, you'll depart with the dusk.
Oh, Lord Commander, if I may ask one more thing.
Of course.
I seem to have misplaced my boot dagger. I'll borrow yours. Feel like I might need it where I'm going.
Make a persuasion with advantage.
I touch Oleg's hand, so guidance.
I'm gonna need all that I can get here.
I believe you can do it.
I believe 15.
He looks at you and he pulls out his dagger, and you can see a well-worn handle. And when it catches the candlelight, you see engraved, etched all along the blade, oath after oath after oath after oath. They cover so much space of the blade that you actually see where oaths have been worn away when a whetstone has sharpened it. There is no room left on this blade. This is the Lord Commander's dagger that has been ceremoniously taken care of. And he hands it to you, holding on. He holds the blade, hands it to you, handle out. I expect I'll get this back.
With Malakar's blood on it.
Not a boy.
I stick it in my boot.
In my
Love it.
boot.
All right.
Off to the tent. I only need 4 hours.
All right. As you walk to the healing tent, you can't help but notice all of the smiling, horrifying, wretched faces waiting north of the wards. And you can't help but think about all the ward knights that you see, all the people that you pass by, every person wearing bronze armor. You know exactly what they're going to be facing. 5 hours time, they will be storming north and they will be fighting this army. They don't know it yet, but it is a solemn night. Tonight is going to be a red night. And those thoughts are on your mind as you make your way into the healer's tent.
Gael finds a corner somewhere, and she sits cross-legged, back straight, and she starts to trance.
All right. Anyone else doing anything in your wait time?
I'm gonna see if I can bother the healer to get a few bandages put on.
Sounds good.
Maybe a refresh on my armor and such, since
Yeah.
Carnarium, a little bit of resupply.
I'm gonna try to find. Do I know? So the healer that I saved.
Mm-hmm. You're looking for her?
Yeah, specifically.
Make a perception check.
How long are we staying in this tent for?
Only a 10.
You look around and you don't see her in the tent. You could stay in this tent up to 5 hours.
I'll probably just like help everyone out, casting like healings on them.
All right. Um, So whoever you are casting healings on, just make sure you are marking some off.
I'm hoping to find someone who can. When I interacted with other Oleg, the other version of myself, it severely depleted me, and I haven't found a way to restore that yet. And I'm
Mhm.
wondering if I can find, or if I would be aware of anybody who has healing capabilities who might be able to restore some shred of my vitality beyond just my hit points.
As you look around the tent, you do notice that there is the head of the healer's order is there, and if anyone would know, that would likely be her.
Okay, I'm gonna go to her.
All right. As you approach, she's wearing the same white robes as the woman in the courtyard. This woman, however, has really deep bronze skin, and her hair is shorn almost to the skull. And as she looks at you, you notice there's blood covering her hands, and she's washing them off currently in a bowl. What can I help you with?
Yeah, a few hours from now, my companions and I are going on a special mission, and you see, it's hard to sort of explain, but we went to hell, and then we went to another plane, and then on that plane I met myself, and I felt maybe like that interaction took a part of me.
Hmm.
And now, usually I wouldn't ask this because I know you're busy and there's many, many who need your care, but I'm gonna need all the strength I can get over there.
Indeed, you will. She holds up a hand and touches her fingers kind of along your brow line, and she closes her eyes, and you feel kind of a pulse of magic caress your skin as she tries to figure out what you're talking about, as she is reading what's happening in your body. Interesting. Interesting indeed. You again feel a brush of magic as she uses her cleansing touch and removes the effects from you.
Whew.
Those highlights.
Holy shit, I feel significantly better. Like, I can't even tell you. I didn't realize how fatigued I was until just now, and I'm all like charged up.
As you say, you will need it.
Right.
Was there anything else? Lord Knight Oleg.
I mean, I don't suppose you can do anything about. I mean, I was pretty exuberant with the amount of zeal and justice that I sort of dished out in the name of the wards, and I feel like maybe I'll smite it out. And honestly, if you asked me right now, gun to my head, to lay hands on someone, I just couldn't even do it.
Go to Baron.
Baron,
Ask him. I do not say this lightly, but ask him for the item that we keep behind locked doors.
thank you.
And she puts a hand on you. There will be effects. but I will be able to mitigate those.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate it. And okay, I'm gonna go find Baron.
Insight check. Her face.
That I would. It's a 6.
Okay. Yeah. Off you go to find Baron.
Okay, yeah, I find that that crazy old coot.
All right. In the healer's tent, was anybody else looking for healing?
I healed Frost and Gael for 7 and 9, whichever one you want to take.
Gael doesn't need it. Gael gets she gets a long
Okay.
rest.
Then
It's
I'll
4-hour
give the
trance,
heals
baby.
to Finn.
Can Frost also 4-hour transfer a long
Yeah.
rest?
Yep, you're an elf, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an elf. Elf
You can
sure.
do that as a half elf.
Sorry.
I don't know if that's a half elf.
It's not.
I
I
don't
know
believe
it's
it
not.
is.
We're not here, buddy.
I know.
Hey, Torin, just can you hold on 4 hours? Just
Yeah.
Just hold that
Hey,
down.
you're right. Hey, not a
Thanks.
problem. Hold on. Yeah, not a problem. 4 hours. Can we just
Thanks, buddy. Thanks,
I'll
buddy.
let you rest? Let's just lay down right there. Yeah,
Yep.
There you go.
All right, so then we are back at Baron. Oh, they told me you were dead, boy. That's to you.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, no, it takes a lot more than that to kill me. Glad to see you're still upright as well.
Haven't sent me out fighting yet. I reckon they will soon, though, and you can see he's ready. He's got his armor is still on. His daggers are there.
Well, may the gods have mercy on those poor bastards when you do.
That's what I like to hear.
Listen, I was just saying, I'm supposed to ask you, and I don't know if this is like taboo, but the item they keep locked up in the back.
Who sent you for it? Between you and me, we've actually got many behind closed doors.
No, holy shit! I was thinking it, but she said it with such mysticism and certainty that I was like, there must be like a back room behind the back room, and then
there is, but certain people only know about certain locked doors.
right. So this was like, I should know her name, but I just did a bunch of interplanar travel in the last 24 hours, so you're gonna have to excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
She's like the lead mystic of all the healers.
Linthara.
Yep.
Mhm.
Holy shit. I have this like ringing in my ear. I think it's tinnitus. And I'm just, I think it's from the interplanar travel. I'm trying not to
He's
get
already
distracted.
already turned around. He's limping away with his heavy
Yeah.
dwarven
Yeah.
limp.
Get
and-
me good stuff with the dust on it, buddy.
And he goes to a specific spot on the wall that looks just like the wall, but he presses his hand to it, and suddenly you see glowing into existence the corners of a door and almost a hiss as the door swings open. He grabs something from inside, closes it, it once again vanishes into the wall, into the distance. And he hobbles back to you, and he sets down a vial of black powder in front of you.
Huh.
What you doing with that?
Oh. I made kind of a big point to sort of dissuade my friends, my companions from using it. Actually, I was kind of prickish about it. You know how I can get when I'm feeling zealous.
Right, I do.
Right. So I'm going to have to ask you quite politely not to ever mention this to them ever.
Oh, you know, I'm not. What can I tell Finn?
No, not
He'll have
even
a
Finn.
good laugh about it.
No, especially not Finn, and especially not Frost, and especially not them. They will not let me hear the end of it.
Well, you'll owe me a favor, but I'll keep it to myself.
Right, so do you know what's going to happen to me when I...
Well, no, to a point. See,
Yeah, I mean, it's demon drugs, so
The
it's like, how
reason-
much can you really know?
indeed, the reason we keep it locked away should give you a bit of a pep in your step,
Right.
as they say, but the next day people are usually walking a bit slower.
Don't think I have much concern about the next day, if you know what I'm saying. Not with this kind of mission.
I've been on a number of those.
Yeah, I hope to be on a number of them myself after this one. But like I said, just don't tell anybody else. I've sort of a reputation for being natty colossal, and I feel like if they think I'm juiced colossal, they'll be like less impressive.
Right. I will not be the one to tarnish your
Right.
reputation, my boy.
And I'm starting to walk out. This isn't going to shrink my balls, is it?
A rich dwarfish laugh. Not that I'm aware of.
Right. Take care of yourself.
You as well. Come back, old friend.
I will. Okay. More cocaine.
Hell cocaine.
Right on, brother.
Gael wants the insight so bad.
We're all shitting on Oleg in the chat. It's great.
It's okay, Oleg. Everybody needs Viagra at this age. It's fine.
What you got there, buddy bear? Let us see.
Comes with just a
That
black
is-
smear on his nose.
All
Your
right.
nose bleeding, Oleg.
No.
Anybody else doing anything?
No.
Since no one needed my healing, I'm just gonna rest too. I'll just sit here.
No one
All
needed
right.
me.
It's okay, Frost. I'm just gonna nap for 4 hours real quick.
All right. As the sun begins to go down, these last 4 hours, you've noticed Vasily has spread the word. People are arming. People are getting ready. There are hastily created stations. There are food stations, bandit stations. Everyone is preparing as the Word Knights have been trained to do at a moment's notice. And they begin falling into rank. Yes, Oleg?
This feels like a time for an Oleg speech.
And
If
now?
I may address the men.
Absolutely.
I see them all lined up. I'm assuming ready to push for the offensive. And I stand in front of them and I look them up and down.
You know, those fuckers come to the wall on any other day. They see any other group, any other army marshaled outside this gate, and they win. Every single fucking time they would win. And that army standing here on the other side, they'd be shitting themselves, knowing the horrors that are coming over from all manner of dark corners of this world and any other world. But I know that you are relishing the opportunity. That you and I both know as well as anyone that every war knight that wore those bronze before you are watching you. Watching, eyes vigilant in the darkness. That every single one of them is guarding your blade, the tip of the spear. We may be a small force pushing against them. But holding that fucking spear is every war knight that ever wore the bronze before you. We are the blade that extinguishes the wicked. And when they crash against our shields, it is not just you and the man behind you and the one behind you that is keeping that shield held aloft. Every war knight that wore the bronze before you is holding that shield, protecting the realms against the endless terrors. I look at them on the other side of that wall, and they are eager to charge at you to their deaths. And any other army standing in your shoes would be scared shitless. But you are Ward Knights, and you shall know no fucking fear.
At that last word, the last word of all of the Ward Knight's oath, all of you cheering is all you hear. It is a call to arms, and it is a cry that rings in the heart of every Ward Knight. You hear Finn yelling it out, no fucking fear. And everybody is absolutely hyped, and they get
11 temp HP.
Is that for everybody?
Yep.
11?
11.
Gorgeous.
You're gonna need it.
You're gonna
You got a
need
short
it.
rest from that, right? From the not the speech, but the tent.
yes, short rest. Short rest for you, long rest for my elves.
So fine. Gael was limping in there, barely standing, face straight, and she walks out hair perfectly done back up, corset perfectly tightened, every just makeup, every just clean nails.
She's ready.
Okay. Let us do this. Let us do the thing.
All right. You hear marching as the Ward Knights, their bronze armor, the ping of metal on metal as they begin to move. Vasily himself leading the charge as they have a few mages open up a bit of a ways, is their plan. Open up a portion of the wards, send the army through and attack them from their flank. And as this begins to happen, it takes a while for this army to move, but you can see on the other side of the wards that the plan is working. The attention is being drawn, and a gap is opened for you by another mage to slip through. Who is leading?
I went in last time. I
Mhm.
dawdled to cross, and I will lead this time.
All right. You lead the way through, and you still feel that same sensation of almost like you're walking through water. It's your movements are slowed a bit as you're walking through the wards, and then you pop through onto the other side into the crisp spring air. The sun is going down. You hear the animals of the night, calls of night birds, but more than anything, you hear the battle which has begun off to your left, and you begin your trek north. As you try to make your way, sneaking past this army, I need everyone to make a stealth check.
My specialty.
An elegant 20. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Also,
A trumping
Good hours.
10.
Please hold. Finn.
Oh,
Finn is probably with you guys. I assume
Yeah.
that he's going to. Let me quick take a look at his
Depends on his
spell.
role.
Let's see.
No, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
we are notoriously loud.
I mean, that plate armor is just.
I thought he might have passed without a trace, but he does not.
only Janix is here, the NPC.
He does not.
You know what? I do.
Do something.
Burn a spell.
I'll burn a slot.
Let's go.
All right.
Slot trace, yep. Got
Is
plus
that
that's
plus
a
10?
30.
Bless you, laddie.
Okay,
25 with
25?
that.
All right, and then Frost, that puts you at a 20, dirty 20.
At a 20. Yep, 30, 20.
I've got to roll for Finn. 25, he disappears. As you cast that spell, your footsteps are muted, your shapes are blurred, you disappear into the night, into the darkness, and you are able to begin slipping through the woods. I need you guys to make a perception check.
Gucci.
It's got squirrely on me.
Give me the sight.
Hey.
Ooh.
21.
Tracker living up to it. I got a 24.
20.
26. 26, baby.
Again, firing on all
Go,
cylinders.
everybody.
Don't waste the good rolls.
All of you notice this the moment that you have crossed into the tree line. But particularly, Frost, your eyes are drawn to something. You see there are a series of collection of these large orcs. And you recognize that these northern orcs, are clad piecemeal in bronze armor that they seem to have attached at random. And as you look with a 24, you recognize the oaths that were carved into these pieces of armor. You recognize in the pauldron, in the breastplate. These are the remaining members of your wraiths. Their armor has been scavenged, worn by these northern orcs now.
Fuck. Frost will make his way up to Oleg and like tap him and point him like eyes towards them, towards those particular set of ogres. I'll go, we have a bigger mission right now, but when we come back,
Oh, we're gonna get that
taking
fucking
every
armor.
one of their heads.
You know, if you had talked to me, pointed that out a day
Inside
ago,
voices, Oleg.
this is my inside voice.
Holy, his nose is bleeding.
Boy, this is barely perceptible to human ears.
Not a human amongst you.
Yeah. I mean, if you had pointed that out a day ago, I would have charged in and
I'm aware, but it's good to know where our enemies are. But our mission's more important right now.
right.
Rather save all that we can. We can save our brother's armor later.
Right.
With Oleg, what was your perception?
21.
21. So both of you, 21 and 24, having this conversation, you notice suddenly something else. You notice before your attention binder problems.
Ogres are getting rowdy.
You're getting
When
close.
I like lean in and then I lean on my binder and it just collapses on my lap. You notice before your attention was drawn as if on a line, it was drawn to the bronze armor, but now you broaden your awareness and you notice moving behind these orcs, almost swaying, shifting, an army of undead. And you notice immediately, Frost, the corpses behind them. You notice the bodies now wearing the padded tunics that would have been found beneath their armor. When you look at your brothers and sisters, Oleg, you see this, you see the wraiths, but you see something else as well. You see something that's almost difficult to recognize because it's been so many years and decay has set in. You notice the half shrunken face of Brocker, your mentor.
You're a bad person.
You've never
I'll let you raise my kid. I'll settle down if you settle down.
Oh no.
you recognize he is not in his armor because you yourself carried that armor back. You've never seen him so undefended before. Behind him as though even in death, they are still following him as you all did so diligently in life. You see what must be Nurk based on his small size. But the decay is so advanced at this point, there's no other way that you would tell. You see the remains of dark skin, pointed ears of Camariel, and Roran standing beside him. Even in death, they somehow have stayed grouped together. And now they stand as part of an army of undead.
Well, that's just fucking great.
It's fantastic.
Why are we stopped? We got to keep going.
You know, he's right. Our brothers back in the woods are sacrificing themselves as we speak for this opportunity. And we're not going to waste it. And I motion to our undead brothers. They would not want us to waste it.
You're right. Let's get through this unharmed. Frost is going to put his hand out. Say, Aelrith, come here. And beside him, a drake appears. White frost veins running throughout his body. I'm going to say, go high. Get us their position and numbers. We need to get through. And he will take flight into the night sky.
Excellent. Definitely. This drake takes to the skies, and he's able to look down and see and kind of plot out a path for you based on where people are and where people are not. And so when I roll on whether or not you guys get encountered, I will be rolling with disadvantage on account of you having eyes in the skies. All right. You are able to make it past this army unseen. And we're in the same dimension. We're on the same plane, but the only reason we're on the same plane is because of some tomfoolery. So let's back up. We saw our heroes last episode were making their way via tree travel with Keth to the main city, the large city of Antillig. And once they got to the area outside of Antillig, after this teleportation spell, Keth and Oleg kind of went their separate ways because Oleg would not really be welcome in the city because this plane is not super taken a shine to on orcs. So they make their way away from you, and you guys make your way into the city, where you are able to determine that there's a council of mages who would likely be able to help you. When you send Dash and Gira off to go shopping, you, Anariel, and Ken make your way to the Council of Mages, where you see Malakar. Ken says the proper reaction is to take out his sword, and Anariel says, slow down, buddy. Let's just maybe talk to him first. This turns out to not be the same Malakar who betrayed you in the other plane, and instead, this is a really friendly and warm Malakar, a Malakar who has never really known any real danger, any real adversity. He is very open and kind of just gives you whatever you need. He's kind of excited that Riftwalkers are there talking to him, and he says that he is able to help. So he says, what you will need is the rune to get your location. I will go set up the rest of the teleportation circle in my tower, because we all know that warlocks like towers. So as you go, you give your blood, you get the rune stone that you need, and then you gather your NPCs. And we can't forget, Ken got a kiss from Dash in this episode,
Mhm.
which, by the way, take a D10 of inspiration.
Ooh.
I feel like that should, if that doesn't inspire you, then who are you?
I don't know what will.
Exactly. So you
Killing
got
Torin.
your speech. It went great. You are heading up to Malakar's tower, and as you go up into the tower, you open the door, you proceed inside, and you see a familiar face. You see the face of Torin. Torin, your brother, Torin, who betrayed you last time you saw him. But this Torin welcomes you with open arms. This Torin says that his brother died in a training accident. This Torin seems happy to see you, Ken. And you are happy to see him. And you embrace and you open your heart and you say that you abandoned your brother in your plane and that you're not going to abandon him again. Torin finishes adding the last rune to the teleportation circle. You say your goodbyes to Alistair. And as this teleportation circle begins activating, the runes begin lighting up. Anariel smells blood. Anariel sees Malakar, the kind Malakar, his boot tucked behind a door, his body hidden away. And she sees blood on Torin's boots as well, as he steps into the teleportation circle with you. And you all experience that sensation of falling as the runes activate. Ken, you find yourself at the edge of a valley. And it's strange, you think, because you don't remember the Ward Knight teleportation circle being near a valley. The sun is peeking over the horizon. You hear a mourning dove cooing in the distance. It's crisp, it's cool in the woods. You look to your right and you see Dash, who's picked up Gira and is holding her. And you see her brows draw together in confusion as she is looking around, trying to get her bearing on the landscape. You look to Anariel, who has fallen instinctively into a fighting stance. You feel the magic pulsing off of her as she begins calling it to herself. And then you see him. A man who shouldn't be traveling with you. A man who said his brother died in a training accident. You see, it takes a moment for you to figure it out. Why is he here? But his face has changed. It's no longer innocent and it's no longer soft. As you look at him, you see behind him the winding trail that you know leads down to the war camp. You see menacingly behind him the Tower of Malakar, the tower where he banished you to hell. And that's where we're going to start.
Certainly, a few days in hell seems to have changed your perspective. It's not quite how I remember things going down.
So, you've resorted to trickery and deceit now.
Whatever I have to do in order to achieve my goals. And seeing as though you're back, wonder if you're who I'm looking for. I would assume as such. Credit to my brother, of course. You're not stupid. So I'll ask this once. Where's Malakar's soul? Is it in the bag?
I'll turn to Anariel, just over my shoulder, not facing away from Torin. And I'll nod to her once and kick my head to Dash and Gira.
Dash is reading the room and is kind of holding Gira and moving Gira like behind you.
I'm gonna kind of give Dash the eyes. Not those eyes, but like shit's about to go down. Don't be worried. And I'm gonna hold my action to cast banishment on Gira for if Torin starts fighting.
Okay. Perfect. Dash gives you a nod. She doesn't know what to expect, but she gives you a nod.
I will turn back to Torin and I'll lock eyes with him. And I will pull out our father's sword from its scabbard. And I will place the blade into the ground next to me. And I will hold up my hands. Will you give me just one conversation?
Sure. So long as it leads to the location of Malakar's soul, I'm willing to talk.
Very well. Torin, I have thought about what I might say if I was to see you again. Really see you. You know that all the time that we were together, I thought that I had known you.
I could certainly say the same. And I give you an answer you're seeking for and accuse me of betraying the kingdom.
Yes.
Funny how things aren't as what they seem. Strange, even.
But I told myself that you were my brother, so that had to count for something. And I can see now that I didn't know anything. Really and truly did not know anything. Malakar, he didn't just twist your path. He filled in the parts of your life that I was too blind to see. Blinded by...
You say this like it's a bad thing. He guided me as a father, twist my path, filled the gaps. He was there for me when a hole was torn into my heart. When my brother was too busy to focus on his studies to just take a moment. I don't think twist my path is what you're looking for. Seems you still have more to learn, potentially.
Ken will take a step forward.
Torin's hand is on the hilt of his sword.
Torin, I don't know how to fix this, but I want to. I want to get to know you. I want to share my life with you. I have so much more now than I did before. More than just father's teachings and a sense of honor and duty. I have...
Clearly that's left. A tiefling goes against everything you have taught me and learned yourself for all your years.
Does that not show a capacity for change?
But my curiosity strikes me in this, Ken. I am here trying to change all this for all these people here beyond the wards. But it takes your life on the line for you to see that maybe some people deserve a chance. Maybe a tiefling here could be who you want to be with. But that's what it takes, not your brother telling you an answer to potentially prevent such a catastrophe of merging what's beyond the wards.
I don't believe that
Have you
it
lost
also...
your mind? It's been a few days. And you are an entirely different man, and I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse yet.
He'll take another step forward. Torin. Tell me what I have to do.
You want the truth? Fight with me. I'm here trying to change for the better. Now, I understand the concern of the wards and the ward knights and those who believe in the lies that they've been told, but you saw. Those goblins were harmless. Rush was there trying to help them. Malakar's explained it to me all. There are people out here who deserve a chance. It's not a matter of whether they can grow crops or can't grow crops. It's barren. There's rocks. There's nothing out here. They cannot survive beyond this plane anymore.
And there's truly no other way than to invade and murder thousands?
The Queen has denied again and again diplomacy. How long can these people go starving, their children dying in their arms because they didn't have dinner? They had nothing. I'm trying to give them something. How many more kids have to die? How many more? Tell me! How many are you willing to sacrifice for the Queen to go, I'm not sure. Keep them beyond the wars. We don't want them in our kingdom. They're not fit to be with us. What beyond action do I have to do to save these people?
You been through so much. And you have such a big heart. God, I love you. With every fiber of my being. You are my world, Torin.
But not your brother, as I seem to recall.
But not my brother. I'm sorry. There's something you should know before... Well, before... We're not, alone.
You're gonna tell me Mother's out there, prancing around?
No. Thank the gods that she's not here to see this. No, our mother...
I don't know what you would say.
Our mother is dead. Gael has been keeping secrets from us. The entire time we've known her. She's our sister, Torin.
didn't realize the hells would turn you into such a jokester. Our sister, Gael. Carry my bags, Torin. Gael. The same, oh, there's dirt on the floor. Get rid of it, Torin. That Gael, that same Gael is our sister. Quite the joke. Truly is. Thank you. I needed to laugh. It's been a long couple days, trying to, find food and all for 2,000 people.
How close am I to him? You are horribly muted.
Thank you. The teleportation circle is really tight. So unless you guys have stepped back, you guys are still within arm's reach of each other.
I will put my arm up very slowly and touch his face.
I will step back from that.
So, will you kill me?
Will you tell me where his soul is?
I haven't changed that much, Torin.
Seems to me you're willing to save one, not thousands. I guess I still don't understand you.
Well, little brother, make the decision. Prove to me that this is your path.
Live. Good luck getting back. But when the kingdom is changed, you may have a word with me again.
How close are we to the edge of the cliff?
You're probably
Oh, I thought we were at the valley. Are we on the cliff?
you're at the edge of the valley. So the valley
Gotcha.
dips down at a cliffside. And you're probably, I'd say, about 10, 15 feet away from the edge. You're just out of view.
Okay.
I am... Yeah. I'm going to attempt to grapple him by grabbing the front of his armor.
All right. Make some rolls.
That is a dirty 20.
All right.
And I will go ahead and I'm going to use that inspiration, actually.
Yeah.
That is a dirty 30.
All right. What you rolling against?
Strength, is it check or save?
For grapple, I think it's,
Check.
yeah, I think it's just check.
Let me check one thing here. It's a natural 20.
No way. It's a nat 20.
It's a natural 20.
Yeah.
I am also have alert. It was not a surprise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Despite the fact that you are, it is a clean movement, but you have sparred with your brother before, and he knows what to expect. He sees the shift of muscle, the minute change, and at the last second, he's able to dip away.
When I try to grab at him, I say, No, there's no running away from this. We either settle this now, or I will spend the rest of my days hunting you down. I do not care how long it takes. I don't care what I have to do or what I have to sacrifice to get there. You and me are settling this.
I would suggest you walk. Or they walk for you.
I will summon my sword to my side from where I had stabbed it into the ground, and I will take a swing at him.
All right.
As he summons his sword, I want to use the stone rune.
Okay, so we have to roll for initiative.
And I had my held action.
Yep, you do have your held action. So that'll be our
Okay.
first order of operations is Gira is banished.
But
Okay.
it's okay, baby girl. You'll be back.
She's just
Get
sitting
outta
in
here.
in a plush planar chair, just like, wait a second.
This isn't so bad.
I got a nat 20 on initiative, not that counts for anything, but
No, it does.
Damn, son.
Nat 20, you automatically go first.
Dirty 20 for an Ariel.
This is gonna give me an actual heart attack.
I'm dying.
the high highs and low lows of this.
What'd you get, Torin, for your initiative?
I got a 14. Yeah.
14
Torin rolls.
normally that'd be
Torin
fine.
rolls. Normally it'd be fine. Oh.
All right, Dash is rolling for initiative. She is
no.
not your guys'. She's rolling. She's
Fuck.
rolling. She's there.
Look, hey,
Let's see what
Torin. Hey, bro. Hey, man. My man.
Yeah. What,
Let's
hey,
leave.
what's
Let's
up?
leave Dash out of it. Yeah, just you and me.
No touching of the hair or face.
Still the jokes, dude. So.
Yeah, no touching of
hilarious.
hair or face.
A gentleman's battle.
All right.
Yeah, do we see them just like they're like 30, 40 feet from us at this point?
This is like 4 hours beforehand.
Yeah, this is
bro.
like.
Oh,
Y'all are napping.
no.
This is the one I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay. I need this.
I don't know. You were in a different dimension. I don't know. I don't know how time works. I'd have to do
Spacey
too much math.
wacy,
But
timey
spacey wacy,
wimey.
timey wimey. You guys could be any time.
They could be.
Wasi.
All right. So, Ken, you will kick off our combat for us.
All right. That's a +8 there. So it's a 24 to hit.
Yep.
Perfect. So that's going to be 11 points of slashing damage, and then I'm going to burn a second level smite. And that will be another 16 points of radiant damage. I will then do my second attack. It's a 14 to hit. I'm assuming no.
No.
I am going to graze you though, which is going to be an 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay.
And that will be my turn.
All right, Anariel, you're up.
Because I have concentration, I need to figure out what I could do.
Honestly, smart though. Getting Gira out of there.
I couldn't save them both, but I could do one. I will. Oh, this is 30 feet. Okay, I will do Blight. So I need a con 17 from you, Torin.
16, damn.
Oh,
Okay.
What does Blight do?
It's 8d8 necrotic damage. So
Damn.
1 second.
spicy. I love Blight. Oleg does not. You always make fun of me for taking it.
It's not that good.
4, 5. I don't have enough d8s, so we're gonna.
Yeah, you're
go
supposed
with
to be on
an
my side.
I am. I'm antagonizing right now because I'm emotionally distraught.
I lash out with penis jokes.
I don't, so I just have to be mean. I'm sorry.
You could try it.
I
Hold on,
don't think
calculating.
Gael would even know where to begin in that situation.
Okay, that will be 58 necrotic damage.
Holy shit.
58.
How? Not even.
Keep in mind the amulet that you have.
Correct.
And that's all my
However,
spell
as
slots.
far as I'm aware with that amulet,
What?
as far as I'm aware with the amulet, it does not negate the damage still from the spell. It's just after they cast. So I read this.
So Torin's dead?
Sorry, kid. Whoops.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, Questy, it's gonna happen. So as Anariel casts that,
Mhm.
a rune on my
Did
armor.
Did you roll? Did you roll with advantage on her save?
On her save?
On the save that you had to make, because you can do that.
No, but I can roll again and see if we save that. Definitely not. So
Okay.
still gonna whatever's happening is happening here. So the room was still light up.
Mhm.
And with that, I will invoke the cloud rune. And the 58 damage I will direct towards Dash. It automatically hits. There's not a roll.
I will.
The damage transfers.
Oh,
You're a monster!
Let me pull her up.
I'm gonna throw up.
If I just killed Dash, I will feel like such a shitty person.
The old alley-oop. Do you still think he can be redeemed?
Yeah.
I think this is the monster that we've created. This was our doing.
I can't try and intercept that.
Do you
Take
want the
off
language
some
on the
damage.
rune?
Yeah, let's get the language on that.
When you are a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use a reaction to invoke the rune and choose a different creature within 30 feet of you other than the attacker. The chosen creature becomes the target of the attack using the same roll. This magic can transfer the attack's effect regardless of the attack's range. Once you invoke this rune, I can't do it again until I finish a short or long rest.
So I can
So we can only
intercept
do it once.
I can only do it once.
Okay.
So what did you say, Ghosty?
So
You
I
say you
can
can-
intercept it because it's an attack.
If you can intercept an attack.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Counterspell. Counterspell.
How much is it? How much damage?
I think I said 58.
Ken dies.
58.
No,
Huh?
Ken does not die. Because as you are hit with this necrotic energy, you feel the ring warm on your finger.
I forgot about the
And-
fucking ring.
Son of a bitch.
And instead of this massive sucking force of energy dehydrating you from the inside out, instead, it still hurts. But Torin, you feel it too. And both of you take 29. Is that right? Half of 58?
Yeah.
Both of you take 29 points of necrotic damage.
So you're not dead.
That was
Mario feels like shit, bro.
Straight up like Magic the Gathering, like stack of stack.
oh my gosh.
I
I'll
will.
put it for those in the back. Torin goes down.
DM, you should explain what why that happened.
Oh yes.
For the
So
people watching.
Ken found a ring when he was in the Carnarium trapped in hell. He never told anyone what the ring did, but he saw a vision as soon as he touched it where the previous wearer was a member of a party and they were fighting this large entity. And one by one, the party members began falling, and the person wearing the ring looked down at it, looked at the creature, and pointed, and then looked at their friend and gave them a nod. Their friend shot them in the chest, and both the large creature and the wearer of the ring vanished and disappeared. And beyond that, what the reaction that you just saw is that any damage that Ken takes, Torin actually takes half of it, because that is who he bonded the ring to.
So fucking good.
So
Wait,
as
you
you
Torn, you said you went down with 29?
Yeah.
Wow, bro, you weak.
So
Okay.
I have a maximum of 60 HP. Ghosty did a huge number. I had 25.
I got you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I really didn't have an option to even like use
Yeah.
this HP.
Yeah.
I was out, and then of course he intercepted it.
So Torin is
Mhm.
down.
Son of a gun, you are. I'm down.
Yes.
I'm on the ground. Yeah.
Are we out of initiative order currently?
currently, well, let's see if anyone heard the commotion.
Because I can spare the dying.
Wow. 2 turns. Insane.
There currently you are out of initiative order. You do hear that there is some commotion below.
I will stagger forward to Torin's fallen form. I will sink down to my knees and bring him into my lap. Look over him, brush the hair from the top of his forehead, and think about the time when we were just very little, and I'd sneak into his room just to make sure he was all right. And I will whisper how very sorry I am that I wasn't better, and that I didn't stop this so much sooner, and that if it is my dying deed, I will find a way to unite both sides of the wards. And I will take our father's blade and I will stab it into his chest. And I'll just hold him for a minute.
Torin, you're in and out of consciousness. When the magic struck you in the chest and you fell with a heavy thud into the dirt, you saw blackness for a moment. And then whispers of memories as you lay there. What did you see?
So as the memories are passing by, one comes to light as I hear a humming tune. And me and Ken were working on chores around the house. It was a simple, basic melody, but it had a steady rhythm that we were working to. And our mother had taught it to him. And I had asked him, I said, Ken, where did you learn this? And he smiled and said, from her. She's always said it was a song to keep hands busy and a heart calm. Ken taught it to me. We would hum it together during hard tasks. this tune binding us in this effort, this song, this melody continuing through as another memory surfaces. It was the first time I had successfully inscribed a rune properly under the eye of Malakar, my mentor. And this mage, she had always been hard on me, but also doting there for me when I needed it. And when the rune flared to life in my hands, he smiled at me and said, "You've done it." And placing a hand on my shoulder, he said, "I have a gift. Use it well." I was so proud and excited to show Ken what I had learned that day. And finally, as I feel the life draining from my body, seeping from my wounds, I remembered the day just before we were assigned the task of protecting Gael. Ken and I were sparring in the training yard, the clang of steel ringing through the air in its own magical rhythm. And Ken continued to have the upper hand, his strikes precise and unrelenting from years of training under our father. He had disarmed me with ease, sending my blade to the ground. But instead of boasting about the fight he just won, he stepped back and offered me a hand and said, "You're getting there. Just don't let your guard down." I remember getting up and talking to him about how he made it look so effortless, how easy it was for him. And he said, "That's because I've had more time to practice, and you'll catch up one day, maybe even surpass me." And after the session was over, hot, our armor next to us, our backs against the fence, we were sipping on water from a shared flask as the sun was painting the houses and the hills and vibrant colors of orange and pink. I remember Ken looked over to me and said, "No matter what's ahead, we'll face it together. That's what we'll do." And I nodded. The weight of his words settled over me, and in that moment, our bond as brothers was stronger than ever, unshakable. Together, we could do whatever we wanted, protect who we needed to. We couldn't be taken down. And as I sat there with him, the light dipping behind the hills, the sun fading, and my memories, I too, fade away.
And as the sunlight fades in Torin's mind, the sun behind you begins its slow creep up into day. And you hear the scrape of gravel behind you, Ken, as Dash silently kneels behind you and wraps her arms around you from behind and just silently holds you as you kneel in front of your brother.
I will take my sword back out and I'll look at it and I will lay it across his chest. I will cast mending on his armor where I had impaled him. I'll lay his hands on the sword and I'll break my bond with it. Does Torin have a sword on him?
Yeah.
I will take that sword instead. And I look down at him. I hope that you get the time with Father that you always wanted. And that it is not filled with... that it's not filled with all the glaring reminders of me. And I'll turn to Anariel.
Who is hiding Gira from seeing this now that she's come back.
What would you like to do?
We don't have his soul, so we can't kill him.
We head south.
As you stand and as you turn, the sun at your side, just beginning to creep up over the war camp, still the valley casting a bit of a shadow. You see emerging from the woods 2 half-orcs, an elf, and a quick step. Gael, you've just stepped from the woods. Make a perception check.
I don't want to.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry.
Can we
I'm
just
sorry.
Can we just take a brief moment to just?
That was so good, boys. That was so good. Before
that was
we
my
before,
first player character death ever in all of playing D&D.
I thought you had more hit points, bud. I so sorry.
No.
We had 58 hit points worth.
that point by doesn't go quite as hard with your HP.
It doesn't. If I had rolled higher, there's some stuff I could have done to protect myself. Just with a Rune Knight's class between like Giant Smite and other stuff, but just I didn't have the opportunity to do it. Ken laid into me pretty well, and then a
That smite.
58 damage on the blight was crazy. And then I would genuinely I do like the character Dash, but I had to save Torin in that moment, and it's
absolutely
Ken was a total wild card I was not expecting, and it did just enough. But that's a wild moment.
My question for you: would you like to become a shade?
Oh, actually, yeah, I would. I would like to become a shade, and Torin will attach himself to Ken.
Until this party takes a long rest, you now exist. They cannot see you. They cannot feel you. You have, if you pull up the doc, you have a list of actions that you can do. But you are now following the party around until their first long rest. What was that perception check, Gael?
It was a 9.
You see Ken. You see Ken standing, Dash and Ariel.
She's gonna run over and she's gonna go, hug Ken.
You notice that Ken doesn't look well. I think his skin is blackened in places and cracked where the blight spell has taken effect, and he's been crying heavily.
What happened? Did this happen when you came through, or what?
How did you get here?
Gael, I'm so sorry.
What? No, what? No, you're here. It's fine. What are you talking about?
Ken will just look over at Torin's body.
I think Gael follows his gaze, and there's a sharp intake of breath, and I think she's frozen in that moment, looking at Torin. What happened? What is this?
I tried to reason with him.
You can't.
I did.
Why was he even here? What?
He was in the other world with us. He
What?
tricked us. We found an alternate Malachar to help us get back over. And when we arrived at his tower, Torin was there waiting for us and had a ruse. He tricked me into believing he was the he was the Torin from that world.
I mean, what if he? Wait, what if he is though? I mean,
He's
you
not.
don't
He's
know
not.
that. You don't know that though.
Gael.
You don't know that for sure. We should have done something. We shouldn't have let him go. I should have told you. I should have told the both of you.
I did tell him.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ken will just grab her and hold her. While he's doing that, he'll look up to Oleg.
Oh no. I'm just gonna walk over and I'm gonna just put a hand on Ken's shoulder. Oh. I think for the first time in maybe this entire campaign, Oleg doesn't have words in this moment.
Carnarium?
Yes.
Do you have a flame? Do you have a flame spell?
I have firebolt.
Oleg, will you go grab some wood from the forest?
Here.
What do you mean to do?
There's a tradition in our family. He must be burned.
Can I do it?
Yes.
I just want to be a part of something with the two of you.
Of course.
Gaia will start collecting sticks with her hands and wrap them in her dress.
Yeah.
Finn comes up to you, Ken, and a somber look on his normally smiling face. I understand the need to do it, but it doesn't need to be now. Before we go in, give away our position.
Finn, I don't mean only to burn my brother. I mean to send a message.
That's something that I think I can understand. I'll get some wood.
Thank you.
He joins the others.
Rush is probably gonna walk up to Torin's body. His hand, what everyone knows is his heel. Tries to put it on Torin, just to see if anything happens.
It's not going to be enough, Rush. We'll get some wood.
I was meant to save people, and I haven't done that yet.
You can't save everyone. You're about to save a whole kingdom behind those words. Come on. No sense waiting around. Let's go.
I will go up to Anariel, who has Gira right now still, correct?
Yeah.
Gira?
She's very confused right now, you can see, but looks up at you almost hopefully.
I'm very sorry we had to send you away.
Very weird.
Yeah, I hear that being banished to another plane can be quite weird. Sorry you had to see that.
It wasn't bad weird. It's just kind of weird.
Well, it's good. You're okay, though?
And she kind of turns her head towards where Torin is still laying down, and she kind of tips her head slightly and then looks down at her hands. You can see one of her thumbs is kind of nervously running along the other.
Maybe on a day that isn't so hectic, we'll explain all of this to you. But it's going to be confusing for a while, so just hang in with me, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Then I'll look to Dash. You're all right?
Let me see if she figured out what happened when Torin tried to redirect. Nat one. She has no idea. I was hiding behind you the whole time, honestly. So like, I feel like I'm totally fine, but she puts a hand to the plate armor over your heart. And she says, "But you, though."
As long as you're all right, that'll have made everything worth it.
She smiles. Make an insight check.
Now my brother just died. That's a 4.
She's smiling because, as far as you can tell, she's just trying to be a sunshine for you on a rainy day.
My head goes back to Anariel. Thank you.
For what? I killed your brother.
And I'll look at the ring, and I'll take it off. No, this... I killed him. But you gave me the opportunity. I owe you. And I'll put the ring back on.
She is like stone-faced, and she goes to find Finn.
He deposits wood in a pile, and as you
Before he sees me, do I see the bag on him?
it's just like slung across his shoulder. Yeah.
I would like to try to sleight of hand that from him.
Okay.
I swear to all that is fucking holy in this world.
We can't take this right now.
I can't do it.
To ease everybody's suffering, my plan is to move the bag around between people so nobody knows who has it.
Love it. Love it. Love you. Love it.
I'm not. I'm not.
The closer we are to danger, the further we are from harm.
See?
I was like, the long
That was-
con that you just played on us was impressively
Okay.
terrifying.
Can you
I
imagine?
kill my competition, man. You know.
All right.
Yeah.
Competition.
Okay, what do
That's
you roll?
a dirty 20 to
Yeah.
grab it from.
You slip it off his shoulders, and he doesn't notice. Well, he begins feeling something, but he turns and he sees that it's you, and instantly you see his smile just splits his face, and you are crushed in a giant hug from a giant half orc, and you're able to slip the bag as he is hugging you without him realizing, and you hear his voice in your ear. You came back.
Well, someone had to save you, but you don't need saving, and it's the whole thing.
Well, if you want, I can trip and fall. I can climb a tree and take a little tumble.
I'm sure there'll be other opportunities, but I do need to ask something.
Name it, chickadee.
I need you to watch Gira through this.
What do you mean?
Can ask me to watch her through this, but you know they need me, and you like to stay in the back, and I figure if she's with you, farther from harm.
What about the tiefling? She doesn't look like a fighter.
You would think, but the attitude on this girl, she's a fighter in her heart. I don't know if we can stop that. Just your backup plan. Just, you know.
Make a persuasion check,
I
because
think I'm rather good at these.
he has been charged with a mission here.
Oh, 24.
After a pause, he looks seriously into your eyes. He says, "If this shit goes sideways, I will get her out of here."
Thank you. I know I could count on you.
You are absolutely smothered in a hug again.
Accepted.
Full grapple. All right, kindling is gathered.
Frost
There
will
is. Yeah.
can attend a box and say, "Here, it's probably better than a spell."
I'll take it, and I will turn to Gael, and I'll give it to her. And I will walk over to Torin's body. I'll pick it up, and I will place it on the arranged kindling. And I will go over and grab her hand.
She holds it and goes with you. And she'll take off her signet ring, the the one that bears the House and Glorian sigil, and she'll kiss it and then put it on Torin's body. And she doesn't say anything, but she starts to hum. And it is the tune of the song that you guys remembered from childhood, because it was our mother who sang that song to you both. And she will look at you, Ken, for a moment, and then turn to light it.
Torin, you stand unseen next to your siblings. You watch as kindling is piled and arranged around your body. And for just a second, you're confused. Because why would they be placing kindling around your form? And then your mind wonders again, why can you see yourself? And it's at that moment that you realize what has happened. It's at that moment that you remember. And as you stand next to your siblings, you see them hand in hand. And as you brush by, you can't feel Gael's hand as you reach for it. And she can't feel yours. But as the flames begin to lick at your body, the rising sun behind it adds to the glow. And a raging bonfire immolates the Torin that was. And now you stand unseen next to your siblings as they cry. And that is where we're going to end the session for today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, my players. You guys, I'm not going to be able to DM for anyone ever again. I hope you realize that, right? Right? Like,
Ooh,
you have
this one was
ruined me.
deep.
You have ruined me.
So
This
good.
was deep. Just to plug, while everyone's still here, we do have a Discord. Please join if you're looking for a wonderful group of people with tons of games going on. It's a great place. Sky, do you have the link if you want to throw that in chat? If you can get it faster than I can. Join up there. It's awesome. Also pinned up at the top of chat is a link to our character intros. If you click on it, it'll go to Torrens if you want to learn a little bit more about him. Subscribe to our YouTube if you've missed an episode. They're all in there. And just as a closing thought, playing Torin, I want to thank Ghosty and Jen for letting me play. And they had already had these two characters set up, and I sort of added Torin as a third, and it was really cool to play as Torin. There's a lot of depth to him. I think there's a lot that we haven't seen yet. So join the Discord, because on Sunday, I believe we are intending to do a Burrow and Brew. I will try to be there and hopefully have a little bit of closure on Torin, some of his thoughts, why he chose the things he did. We can talk about all that on Sunday. But that was a heavy session, and a big thank you. From a player standpoint, that was great.
I hope you guys had the traumatic kind of fun that we all love as D&D players.